Hello, friends, and welcome back to Nope, that wasn't it. Sorry, hang on, wrong intro. Hey, everybody, this is Harkout3. Nope, that's wrong as well. Hey, y'all, Boogie Night here. How's it going? And I can honestly and safely say the bad movie dump is finally over with. All the bad movies I've seen have been uploaded, and I've got a few good movies I have yet to upload, so those will be coming along shortly. But in the meantime, I wanted to sit down and treat myself to a movie I've been waiting to see all year. It's my own little belated Valentine's Day present to myself. And I'm talking about one movie and one movie only, Ninja Terminator. Now, I know what you're thinking right now. Ninja Terminator, you've been waiting to see it all year. I haven't heard of this. Is it playing in theaters? Was it direct-to-video? Did I miss it? Is it obscure? Well, you probably did miss it because it came out in the mid-'80s, I think somewhere between 85 and 88. And now I know what you're thinking right now. Oh God. Goofy box art, came out in the 80s, ninja in the title. This isn't going to be another damn Godfrey Ho movie, is it? Well, of course. How could I say no to Godfrey Ho? And what you need to know about this movie is I have seen 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my 6th or 7th Godfrey Ho movie that I've seen. And this was by far the zaniest with the actions and the battles and the people. It was hilarious for all the wrong reasons. And the only way that I can talk about this is to go into describing briefly who Godfrey Ho was. Now, Godfrey Ho was a 70s, 80s, 90s director from Hong Kong. And I'm saying director very loosely because his whole concept of developing movies was to take two different movies that had nothing to do with each other and splice them together into one main intertwining plot point. Some might call this unique. I call it extremely confusing. Now, this movie was 90 minutes long, but I would say only 30 minutes of the plot, saying that extremely loosely again, was part of that. The other hour was nothing but non-stop and quite random kung fu and ninja battles. Very hilarious ninja battles. I'm going to go into the plots momentarily, but I got to talk about the actions about what made this movie so zany. Obviously, you have the standard, kung fu fighting, weird, crazy tricks like picking up rocks with your toes and throwing them at people, but you also had cherry bombs that looked like pogs that matched the colors of whatever suit the ninjas were wearing. And then you have ninjas that would be disappearing at random intervals and flying all over the screen like it's Cirque du Soleil or a bad anime. Now, I know a lot of ninja movies might have a ninja disappearing off screen, maybe going 3 feet. No, these ninjas would be from one scene and appearing maybe 20 feet on the top of a wall without blinking an eye. Now, I know special effects, 80s, was minimal compared to what we have now in the 21st century, but just looking back and seeing the nonsense that it is, you cannot help but laugh. Here's an example of what I'm talking about from the disappearing. There is one scene where evil antagonist ninja is cartwheeling down a road, disappears, and in half a second appears 5 feet further down. Okay, yeah, I've seen it. He cartwheels 3 more times, and then is he about to smack into a wall, appears above at the top of the wall, maybe 10 feet up, and keeps on cartwheeling. Another disappearing ninja scene is evil ninja goes up against the two good ninjas, who we'll get into momentarily, and they basically disappeared at random intervals, one each other, to go against evil ninja like it's a tag team wrestling match. You have, of course, the magical growing swords make a reappearance like what Greg and I talked about during Ninja Champion, and you see that as early in the first 10 minutes. I mean, there's a scene where they're cartwheeling, disappearing and reappearing, standing up tall. One of the henchmen ninjas just literally, as soon as he gets on his feet, sword literally appears in his hand and a puff of smoke. And of course, there's the shield that turns from wood to brass, also makes a reappearance. Are we seeing a trend here? Oh yeah, it gets better though. What awesomely bad kung fu movie could be complete without a farting sword? Yes. There are multiple instances where the sword blasts steam, and in one scene fire, out of the hilt just by pointing at it. But the blast and the explosive noise honestly sounded like somebody who's cracking off a Dutch oven. It is hilarious, once again, for all the wrong reasons. And I'm trying not to sound like a racist bastard about this, but honestly, the effects and the plot, not the dialogue between the characters, was so over the top, you can't help but laugh, or at least stifle a laugh. It just, I could not wait to watch this movie. I'm probably going to watch it again this weekend just because awesome. So, I'm going to try and go into these plots. It's extremely convoluted, so it's going to be brief. In the beginning, you have 4 people sitting in a room, in a red room, which looks like hell, which to probably most people would think these Godfrey Ho movies you are in hell. Not me. Opening up a box, a golden box, which reminds me a lot of the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark from Indiana Jones. But out comes this 3-pronged doll creature. 2 of the 3 parts are arms complete with katanas, and they lock into a body of something that resembles a Daruma doll and King Koopa from the Mario Brothers. And the main, I'm just going to call him evil emperor guy, basically was trying to get this to unite the ninja empire. So by locking these 3 parts in the beginning, it makes him invincible. And they test this by hacking at him with their katana blades. No wounds, no scratches, no bleeding. The guy is unbreakable, which was really kind of cool. But then, without warning, the 3 characters, without noticing, you just see them taking off down the stairs in freaking fast motion. Like, I was half expecting, I thought for a second I was watching a scene at the end of Benny Hill. Like, I was waiting to hear Yakety Saxstar playing in the background because that's how zany it just got. And you're thinking to yourself, why is this happening? Were there intruders? Was something else happening? I don't get it. So Evil Emperor guy sends his henchmen, and this is where the zaniness begins. The disappearing ninjas, the farting sword, the growing sword, the amazing changing shield, and everything else. So that gets done about maybe 5-10 minutes in, I guess. And this is, you can see something saying 2 years later in Hong Kong. The first scene took place in Japan, by the way. And one of the 3 main characters, I believe his name was Tamashi, forgive me if I'm wrong, gets killed by another ninja. So this is when I started to piece together the 3 protagonist ninjas, well 2 now, had each stolen 1 part of the Golden Ninja Warrior statue. And we're going to get to that. And this is when I realized one of the 3, well, like I said now, 2 ninjas, was played by Richard Harrison, who you might have remembered Greg and I calling Captain McPornstache from Ninja Champion. He is my favorite actor under the Godfrey Ho Empire, only to Pierre Kirby, who appeared in maybe 3 or 4 or 5 Godfrey Ho films. And then other ninja named Tiger. Captain Pornstache's character was named Harry, which makes perfect sense considering he's a very hairy guy. And then you get introduced to them having just regular lives. I think Tiger was a businessman, and Harry was just a rich guy. I mean, they all have families, but in their off hours, they're doing wacky ninja stuff. There is one scene where Evil Ninja is plotting to do something, you don't know what. He's like, I will get them. They will die. Which you're thinking it's a revenge against the 2 good guys. But after that, you have Captain Pornstache, Harry, in ninja regalia, which was an awesome camo getup now. Oh yeah, he switched from a black suit to a camo suit. And he's just hacking away at a watermelon. Then you gotta get his practice in. And then cut to Tiger, who can only be described as breakdancing while holding 2 big fire sticks in a pitch dark room. This scene is never explained, but given the fact it's such a non sequitur part, once again, you can't help but laugh or cover your mouth and laugh. So, this is where the plot diverges. So, Tamashi's sister, this was never explained, by the way. Something is saying that she's in possession of the 3rd body part of the Golden Ninja Warrior, even though she has no idea where it is, how it's acquired, blah, blah, blah. So, things get really confusing. You have Evil Ninja, who you think is working for big corporation, but that's part of the second plot point. You have Harry, who calls his buddy Jaguar to look after Tamashi's living sister, because somehow you think this relates to the Golden Ninja statue, but Golden Ninja statue ninja is not trying to track her down, but Evil Corporation is trying to track her down in exchange for something that was never brought to our attention. Are you confused yet? Don't worry, it gets more fun! So, let's talk about the plot point with Tamashi's sister, because it's a lot briefer, it's easier. So Jaguar is trying to track her down because he has no idea where she is. And during his trying to track her down, he engages in random kung fu battles with random passerbys. There is one scene with 3 guys, no kidding, I'm being serious, just throwing the baseball around with each other, casually catching it, so on and so forth. You're just thinking, okay, whatever. Jaguar asks them where to find the restaurant that he thinks Tamashi's sister is working for. They're like, oh, well, there's no restaurants here. Not this close. You gotta go, baby. And then in the middle of a conversation, they erupt into a ninja kung fu fight with each other. It's like Jaguar knows that these ninja mooks are tracking him down. And it's a standard battle, but the zany point of this battle was that the baseball on the ground, Jaguar kicks it up in the air with his toes and then kicks it into one of the attackers' faces. I mean, this guy uses his surroundings better than Ra's al Ghul did in Batman Begins. So he finds her, he tracks her down, and it turns out that Tamashi's sister is not only, obviously Harry told him to protect her, is his love interest. Bet you didn't see that coming, because I didn't. And then after that, you get a nice 1986 scene. And this was, I didn't know whether to, look away, kind of scoff at it, or take notes. I mean, some of these things were clever. I'll give him credit for that. But anyway, so he's trying to protect her, and he's still in love with her. She gets kidnapped by Evil Ninja Empire. Jaguar finds out about it. He tries to free her. He gets captured. Once again, Evil Ninja Empire has nothing to do with the main plot of the movie. It is just there for extra confusion. So, meanwhile, which is something you say quite often during Godfrey Ho movies, Jaguar is trying to get an in on the Empire. He gets captured. He gets free by the funniest technique. He is tied to a chair with his hands behind his back, and Evil Ninja Corp guy, basically he's like, "Look, do you have any last wishes?" He says, "Yes, I want a cigarette." In fact, you take one too. Mind you, his hands are tied behind his back. Evil Ninja Corp guy with a knife in his hand lights a cigarette, just a random cigarette out of the Jaguar's pack, and gets knocked down after taking a couple of drags. So obviously either Jaguar had spiked the whole pack with a powdered roofie or something, I don't know, or just got unlucky and drew the wrong smoke. Jaguar frees himself with a knife, proceeds to kick half a dozen to a dozen Evil Ninja or Evil Empire ninjas' asses, which was awesome. And that's when you realize his special power was a sonic groin attack. I mean, Jaguar mainly fights with his feet, but the couple times in the beginning when you see him fighting with his hands, you literally see him bitch slap a guy. I mean, it was like watching something out of Disco Godfather, like Rudy Ray Moore's gonna pop out and start smacking people going, "Put your weight on it! Put your weight on it!" So, he frees himself, apprehends Evil Corporation Ninja Guy's fiancée, Lily, who appears out of nowhere as a decoy when he's trying to free Tamashi's sister at one point. Finds out they used to be an item before he jumped over to Tamashi's sister and she jumped over to Evil Corporation Ninja. Confused yet? So, anyway, so the end plot to this is Jaguar frees Tamashi's sister and gets into a crazy, wild kung fu battle with the head of Evil Corporation, who was this tall, lanky, slightly muscular guy, Asian, wearing a blonde wig. Nobody from the 80s could pull this off. Nobody. It doesn't matter what race you are. This wig belongs in a museum. It looked like something a young cousin it would wear. It was hilarious. Now, I don't understand if this was just there for added effect for an 80s movie to make you focus on how evil he was, but it doesn't matter. So they get into a major crazy brawl with each other, and it looks like Jaguar's going to get his ass handed to him on a silver platter, and it comes damn close. But they get into the fight, land on the beach, and during this fight, I kid you not, Evil Corporation Ninja's fate is sealed because he jumps the wrong way and gets stuck up to his midsection in the sand like Mario Brothers. I mean, it was like something out of 64 when Mario jumps too high in shifting sand land and lands and gets stuck up there. And that gives Jaguar the way to kick his ass. That was half the plot. That has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. So, meanwhile, during this time frame, Harry and Tiger are living normal lives. And this scene was hilarious, by the way, which also just, I think, was done just to show off Harry's ninja techniques when he's not slicing up watermelon. So his wife, who, as a fashion designer, I think given the 30 seconds that she has a scene where she's designing clothes, she talks about making his favorite dish, drunken crabs. Well, hey, why not? If you're going to get crabs, you might as well be drunk. And that's the only way he can get away with saying he had crabs while drunk and not get divorced. So, this scene was hilarious. She drops the live crabs on the floor and starts screaming like something out of Hellraiser, including complete with little horror music in the background. We're talking like Psycho's wee, wee, wee. I mean, they're just crabs. I mean, they're just scuttling around on the floor. You'd think they were holding switchblades, which would have been a great episode of Tequila and Benetti now that I think about it. But casually, Harry picks up some sort of ninja handheld device. Not a throwing star, but it looked more like a blade about that big. And just, bink, dead. So somehow Antagonist Ninja, who once again we thought was under orders of Evil Corporation, breaks into Harry, Captain Pornstash's digs, which were very nice, by the way. Really nice high-rise condo. And is looking around trying to find the the third of the Golden Ninja Warrior statue. They get into a battle, complete with farting sword to make his escape. He goes off to Tiger's place, and Tiger is a very successful-looking businessman when he's not wearing a ninja suit and wearing guy liner. They get into a fight, same thing happens, and more random kung fu battles. Long story short, I know this is more truncated than the other one because there really is no point. He starts sending threats via a miniature robot to Tiger and Harry, and this seriously looked like a miniature GoBot. I'm thinking, oh, hey, check it out. I'm reliving American Commando 3. Saying you have 3 days to return those parts or you will die like a ninja by seppuku. Now, if you don't know what seppuku is, it's literally where you disembowel yourself manually with a short blade. So how are they going to convince them to commit seppuku if they've already disobeyed the Ninja Empire by stealing 2/3 of that? But wait, there's more. As to try and get Tiger and Harry to kill themselves, Evil Ninja somehow has a throwing star from both of them. So during their theft battles, he throws the ninja star, the opposing ninja stars, at each other. So they think that Tiger's trying to get Harry's part and Harry's trying to get Tiger's part. So, hey, why not? If they kill each other, that makes Evil Ninja the victor and he can claim stuff. They discover it. They discover the whole plot point and team up together and meet up for a death match at the top of a mountain, probably close to the same shoreline where Jaguar kicked Evil Empire guy's ass. And this is where the zany battle begins. Once again, the tag teaming ninjas going all over the place. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before that, you realize just by possessing one part of the Golden Ninja Warrior and doing the rituals, they also become unbreakable and immortal for a brief period of time. Bing! There's always a problem, isn't there? There's always that little silver lining for that. So they engage in the final battle. They're tag teaming each other, farting swords, throwing stars. Obviously, they're not doing much damage to each other. I mean, they're hacking each other's limbs. Nothing's flying off. There's no blood. Okay, at this point things get just a little bit old, and then Harry strikes blood, and evil ninja antagonist guy realizes the error of his ways, tries to teleport back over to the statue in order to do the ritual to gain back his strength, and Harry drills him with little tiny pencil-thin blades, about that, right in the arm, and steals the middle part. At this point, I don't know where Tiger went. It's like he just disappeared off the map, which he probably did. But the ending sequence goes back to Zany Town when Harry puts the 3 parts of the Golden Ninja Warrior statue together, and Evil Ninja blows himself up. He does this little signal, and he rockets up in the air like Elon Musk sent him up into SpaceX. And then, the end. I mean, are you confused? Yeah. Because I saw this movie twice to try and piece together a coherent review, and it's not doing much good. But what you need to know about this movie is that you don't need to know the plot. You just need, it's a mindless, fun, comedic, kung fu battle driven, just that. I mean, if you're looking for something highbrow, this isn't the movie for you. If you want something cheeky and goofy, go see this movie. I mean, I'm still trying to mull it over. Did Tiger surrender his part to Harry so he could control the Ninja Empire? Is he going to try and give the Ninja Empire back for good? Is he going to dissolve it? I don't know. I don't care. I laughed my ass off the entire time, even during the confusing parts, which were quite a bit of them. It was exactly what I needed to get back on my feet after some crazy stressful times. Now, once again, this is not the movie for everybody. The Godfrey sluts are few and far between, but I would at least, if you're going to see any Godfrey Ho movie, I would just start with this one. And just keep an open mind about it, and just enjoy it. So with that in mind, I'm hungry for some red meat, so I'm going to go take care of dinner. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side, alright? Peace.